Shalom. Parsha Shavua, Vet Hanan, shows us Moshe Rabbeinu pleading and praying before God hundreds of times in order to allow him to enter into the land of Eretz Yisrael. As we know, though, this decree will stand, and Moshe was not allowed access into the land. What was bothering Moshe Rabbeinu? Moshe Rabbeinu, the greatest of all our prophets, the one who brought the Torah down from Sinai and gave it to the Jewish people, the one that freed us from the slavery of Egypt. What was bothering Moshe that he wanted so much to come into the land of Eretz Yisrael that he pleaded time and time again, begged God to revoke the decree against him and to allow him to enter into the land? The Talmud informs us Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to fulfill the commandments. But isn't that odd? Fulfilling the commandments is certainly something that Moshe Rabbeinu was able to do where he was in the desert. In fact, for the 40 years since the giving of the Torah, the Jewish people certainly fulfilled commandments, which was given to them. So what was bothering Moshe? Moshe Rabbeinu understood something that is unfortunately lacking today. That the fulfillment of the commandments given by God must be done in a particular location, and that is, of course, the land of Eretz Yisrael. For if this was not so, God could certainly have kept us in the land of Goshen in Egypt. He could have freed us from bondage, given us the Torah, and built a society, a holy society out there, either in the desert, in the land of Goshen, or wherever else may be, and we would not have to go through the conquering of the land of Eretz Yisrael, the wars of settling the land of Eretz Yisrael. We would not need any of that. Certainly the mitzvot of any particular mitzvah could be done in any particular location. So why Dafka Eretz Yisrael? But this is what Moshe Rabbeinu understood. And unfortunately, we fail today to understand this message. That for the Jew, the place to fulfill the commandment is only in Eretz Yisrael. In fact, the Rambam goes so far as to tell us that everything outside the land of Eretz Yisrael is a practice run. For the length of the exiles, when we come back, it should not be a new thing and we should forget it. So we continue to practice the mitzvot of Eretz Yisrael, but the place for really to fulfill the commandments is, of course, in the land of Eretz Yisrael, which is, of course, so lacking today. Unlike other religions which we have in the world, a person could be a good Buddhist, he could be a good Muslim, he could be a good Christian, wherever he may live. Not so for the Jew. The Jew must live in Eretz Yisrael. It's all part of the commandment. It goes together. It goes together, the right hand and the left hand. And this is what must be done. This is what must be so. Throughout the ages, the Jew, in the long and bitter exile, had no choice but to stay where he was. He had no option to come up to the land of Eretz Yisrael, which was occupied by foreign rulers. How absurd it is today, when the gates are wide open, and the planes travel freely, that he still refuses to come up to the land of Eretz Yisrael and prefers living the life of the exile, the practice run, and not the real, authentic Torah Jewry. This is great, great, great tragedy for the Jewish people. Today, in the land of Eretz Yisrael, God is slowly bringing us back. We are some 6 million Jews strong today in the land of Eretz Yisrael. Still, if our brothers and sisters would leave the exile and come over here, how much more so would they strengthen the Jewish people that are over here and fulfill God's will? How absurd it is. Moshe Rabbeinu begging God in order to enter the land of Eretz Yisrael, the greatest of all prophets, knew that the only fulfillment of the mitzvot of the commandments as a full Jew could only take place in the land of Eretz Yisrael. And how tragic it is today that many of our brothers and sisters prefer staying in the life of the exile, the comforts of the countries. But God does have a plan. And because everything that I've said today is true, God is bringing his people back to the land of Eretz Yisrael, slowly but surely. One way or another, as the Talmud teaches us, what 48 prophets and 7 prophetesses could not do, the ring of Haman, with his evil decree, was able to succeed and to do, bringing the Jewish people back to tshuva. And so it is today. Those who see the writing on the wall, those who want to be a full-fledged Jew, to live the life like it was supposed to be led, as described to us in the Holy Torah, will pick himself up and make room and board that plane and come over here and to build his life over here. Those who wait, the waiters, well, for them, it can't end good, as every single exile for the Jewish people has always ultimately found out. You want to get on the train, the redemption train. You want to get out there when the going is still good. I'm Levi Chazan for Parsha Shavua. Thank you.